Good morning. Good morning. What's up, Debbie?
Good morning.
How has the week been for you?
Interesting but uneventful.
Okay. Okay.
That's lightly the best way of putting it. It's been interesting but uneventful.
That's a description right there.
Damn, Fred, you couldn't make me a co-host today, bro?
What's up, Beast? Oh, calm down. Calm down. Hold up. Let me see.
I'm messing with you.
That's crazy because every time I don't know what is about spaces, and I don't think spaces like any of us, but they especially don't like you. Anytime you come up to co-host, you be having problems. Like I don't understand why that happened.
Wait, what you mean?
Mm-mm.
I'm just saying like the every time it's like you gotta drop out, drop back in, so you can
Is he
so the
calling you
audio
a
can.
technical difficulty? Is that what I'm hearing?
Basically, he's trying to say that. I mean, you know how Twitter worked, though.
Yeah, Twitter is just like that. But like it's like recently it's always been with Beast. Like Twitter just does not like Beast for some reason.
You gotta update your app.
Hey, yo, chill out. Throwing shade.
You gotta update your app. No, I'm just kidding. No,
That's
how,
funny.
how y'all doing this morning though? Well, it's almost afternoon for me, but it's morning for y'all.
Yes. It feels nice outside. We've been having some wonderful weather. I know it's that time of the year, but man, it's been some one we've here in Chicago, we have not had any type of good weather for the entire year and up until like the last maybe 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks. Ever since then, or even before then, we've been y'all know how y'all here in the Midwest weather is bipolar, and it has definitely been bipolar this whole time. But we have not had no good type of weather at all whatsoever. So I'm enjoying it.
That's good. I'm used to the bipolar weather of the Midwest because I'm from Iowa, but I'm also used to the chaotic, what the hell weather from Texas because I lived in Houston for a long time.
Hey, turn up. Okay, okay. Oh, what's up, Immortal? How you feeling, man?
What's going on, y'all? What's going on? How are y'all?
Pretty good, pretty good. We got we got some stuff to talk about today, man.
Hey, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
All right, so let's just get straight into it. Let's actually do our intros first, since we do have the main people here. Um, let's start off with our intros. I'm FreddyJGamePlay. You can catch me on Twitter, Instagram, Threads, and YouTube as FreddyJGamePlay. We are right now doing the GPC podcast. If you are listening on the YouTube, please support us by giving us a like or comment. But let's get those likes up so that way we can, um, you know, uh, reach out to a broader audience. And it's the easiest way that you can support anybody. So let's get those likes up. You can catch us up with the live podcast over on Twitter Spaces on Saturdays at 10:30 Central Time. That's if you on the West Coast Pacific, that's 8:30. If you're on the East Coast Eastern Time, that's 11:30. All right, but yeah, come up live. If you want to give your thoughts, you can definitely do so. All right, we just go in order. You want to do your intro, Debbie?
Sure, sure. Hello, I am Debbie Snacks. I stream on multiple platforms. That's YouTube, Twitch, Kick. I started on TikTok as well. I am BIPOC Streamer Awards community manager, and I like to do like fun content, and I've been, interested in hosting and whatnot, so I'm happy to be a part of that.
Hey, turn up, turn up. All right, Beast.
Yo, 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 it's your boy Hero Beast. I always like to be here, 11:30 Eastern Time for the gameplay. podcast. I'm a live streamer as well. I live stream on YouTube, Twitch. I'm the best Call of Duty Warzone player of all time. You guys got to definitely come check me out. And yeah, so every Saturday, 11:30 Eastern Time, 10:30 Central Time, and wherever you at, I'm here with Fred with the Gameplays podcast.
And then last but not least, we got Immortal. Back again. What's up, Immortal?
What's going on? What's going on, man? Y'all can find me on Twitter, Immortal Gamer. Man, I'm just the average gamer, man, that mainly plays Call of Duty, man, and happens to dabble into a couple of single player games every now and then. Right now, I'm playing HellBlade, and enjoying that right now.
Okay, so really quick, because we do have Hellblade 2 as since it is a newly released game, we do have that on topics, but um, I do want to ask Debbie, if you don't mind, could you go more into depth with BIPOC and what it is, because just so we can like get people aware of what it is.
No problem. BIPOC Streamer Awards was founded by Fangirl Review. Um, in this realm, you notice that melanated individuals don't really have a lot of push, or like, it's like you're here, but your presence isn't really felt. So it's a chance for like Black Indigenous people of color and Indigenous people of color can get a platform to like have your community vote for you in a range of topics and categories. The the voting has ended on the 24th, but now we're on the last tier of the I'm sorry, we're on the last tier of it. Like, so after this, like, we're gonna like get all the top 15 people, and then your community is gonna also be able to vote them down to see who's gonna be the winner of each category. We have like streamer of the year, cosplayer of the year, sports, horror, and like different, like even podcasts have their own. Sorry, my dog's running around in the background. But they even have a podcast category and everything. And it's just that every year, this will be the third year, like I said, that they'll be having it where you just get voted on from your community to be able to just like feel appreciated. So like BIPOC Streamer Awards is on all platforms. Twitter is where you'll find a lot of the information, and also like it's BIPOC Awards if you want to look for it. But on Twitch is where we'll be having the award show at the end of this year, and it's just something that is community based, but you kind of feel important.
Hey, turn up. Okay, appreciate that. Yeah, Debbie is the community manager, so please, what I'm saying, go ahead and look up BIPOC. Um, Definitely probably going to be one of the newest, no, excuse me, not the newest, but one of the biggest things that's coming up. So, Debbie is also definitely a veteran in the gameplay community. So definitely proud of her for getting to that opportunity. And all right, so let's get into these topics, y'all. Let's get into these topics. We got Hellblade 2. Hellblade 2, one of the newly released games that we're gonna be talking about today. Um, if you just a little history on Hellblade. Hellblade was a game developed by Ninja Theory. I think it started on the PS4, and then as Ninja Theory was acquired with Microsoft, it is now an exclusive game for Microsoft, or at least under Microsoft. So now we on Hellblade 2. It just released. You can play it on Game Pass right now if you have Game Pass, or either on Xbox or PC. And how about we just do the let Immortal? You have played the game. Let him do the honors. Immortal, can you give your thoughts on Hellblade 2? Let us know, how much you played of the game. If you beat it once, beat it twice. Um, how much you played of it, and what's your thoughts on it? Because I have not played the game. I don't know if anybody else played the game. They get their thoughts, but let's go into it. What's up about Hellblade?
Oh man, yeah, man. So I'm still fairly early into it, man. I plan on trying to beat it today. I think I'm in chapter three, beginning of chapter three. Um, One thing I will say is that from Hellblade one to Hellblade two, one of the biggest things that I noticed was the puzzles. The puzzles are still there. You still kind of got to move around and try to find how to focus in and get that to work right. But it's not as meticulous as Hellblade one. I found myself in Hellblade 1 a lot of times having to go through some of those portals and stuff like that throughout that whole little area in that particular in the game at some points where I missed one and now I'm having to retrace my steps the whole way through to find out what I missed. So far it seems like they kind of honed in on the puzzles to where you don't find yourself doing that as much, which is really big for me to where it's not immersion breaking where you're like, "Ah, I'm done. I don't want to keep doing this," you know. Um the audio is insane, especially if you got a headset. That's the way to play it. The audio is fantastic. Um, Combat more the same. Not real basic, but simple enough. I encourage anybody if they go into playing it or decide to play it on the hardest difficulty. Um, Kind of makes it a little bit better. Um, As far as the environment and stuff like that, the attention to detail is insane. The attention to detail is insane. Um, I'm really enjoying it. I can't wait to finish it. I probably will do a second playthrough of this game. Um, and honestly, I'm glad that it's not, 12, 15 hours long because this type of game does not need to be that long. It just doesn't because of how what its intentions are. Um, And I'm just happy that for Xbox consumers, we finally got a game that truly showcases what the hardware can do as well. It's been a long time coming, so I encourage anybody who may have not enjoyed Hellblade One to give Hellblade Two a chance, because since this game has came out, I've talked to a lot of people who did not like Hellblade One, heard about how it looks and stuff, got curious, played it, and ended up beating it and enjoying it. So, anybody out there that's kind of hesitant on playing it, give it a try. You might find yourself enjoying it as well.
So let me ask you this, because I'm pretty much a defender of Hellblade One. I like the game. I didn't play it until um I played it through Game Pass. So it wasn't at launch or anything like that. I played it later. I liked the game. The combat was, that was something that it didn't disappoint me, but because I kind of knew what I was getting myself into. Somebody kind of prepped me. I wasn't disappointed, but I was looking for an improvement for the second one. Um, and then I'm gonna get to the puzzles later though. But as someone who played the first game, who really enjoyed the first game, will this second game disappoint me?
Um, it depends. It depends on how you looked at the combat. If you were someone that was like, man, I wish it was just a little bit more of it. Um, there is more of it. I will say that. You do get in fighting scenes a little bit sooner than you did in Hellblade One to me. However, as far as just the combat itself, it is very simplistic, but also um, weighted. So when you're sitting there fighting and stuff, and you're fighting these individuals and stuff like that, you do feel the weight of the blade, which is something that Hellblade One didn't quite do as well. But if you're looking at like a complete overhaul on the sword mechanics of combat, it's not. Um, And if you're okay with the combat in Hellblade 1, but just want more of it, then yeah, I think you will like it. But it doesn't do anything to really change the wheel or anything. It's not like kind of like a Heavenly Sword or anything like that, something that they made back in the day. Um, but I would say it's polished up a little bit, but more of the same as far as just kind of the animations and stuff like that. Pairing system, a little bit better. It's a little bit more to where you kind of time it a little bit better and stuff like that when you're fighting these bosses and stuff. Um, But yeah, it's not open world. It really ain't any more open than what the first one was. I'll be honest with you. You'll be walking around thinking you can go to certain places, and you'll notice that you can't go there. Um, so it's more the same style as far as the traversal and stuff like that. But I'm really curious to see what you think about it, man. When you get a chance to play it, I'm really curious to see what you think about it and how you feel about it. I will say I do like this one a lot better than the first one. And like I said, I encourage anybody to play it that did like the first one.
Bet. Okay. Okay. Now I wasn't looking for an overhaul for the like for the next game, right? Because I it's not like you said, Heavenly Sword. It's not a God of War. It's not even enslaved or DMC, right? Sticking to the company. So I'm not looking for that. I did want to have a little bit more combos for it. So when I looked at some clips, I'm like, you know what? I like the visuals. The visuals are freaking amazing. I will say that. Just from clips I saw, not playing the game, from clips. Um, the emotion, the weight of it, it looks fierce. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, I like that aspect that they going with, that they lean into. I do like that. I do want more combos, but what's since let's get Debbie thoughts real quick before I go into the puzzles.
Okay, I have a quick curiosity question. If you never played the first one, because I was looking at people like Hellblade, but if you never played the first one, could you be able to get into the second one without feeling like disconnected?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely, absolutely. Um, it's something that yeah, you don't need to play the first one to play the second one and feel like you're missing something. You can definitely start on Hellblade 2, and then if you like it, give Hellblade 1 a try. Definitely.
So another thing about the first one, right, was, and I see a lot of people talking about this online with the puzzles. I'm gonna be real with you, and I think this is why I gravitated more towards the first one than probably a lot of people. I was okay with the puzzles. Like I actually kind of like that aspect of this game because again, it's that type of game, right? It's not even though God of War is famous for having puzzles, right? Um, so that's probably actually a bad example, but it's not like the, let's say, DMC, right, or Devil May Cry in general. Their puzzles are more kind of they are more like gimmicky kind of puzzles instead of actually like solving problems type of puzzles. You know what I'm saying? So uh, I'm not expecting. I was Let me actually say it this way. I was expecting Hellblade One to have those types of puzzles and everything like that. When I played it, like I'm okay with it. The only thing about the puzzles in the first one was I think you mentioned it, and I didn't realize that other people was having this problem until like we started talking about Hellblade 2 and everything like that. But like when you try to like align the ruins, like sometimes like they like you in the right spot. You know that this is the solution to the problem, but the game not registering it. So it's like you gotta kind of like you gotta be at a perfect angle. You gotta like shimmy to the right a little bit, shimmy to the left. And like I didn't realize that sometimes at some of the puzzles in the first one. So I would go around the whole area trying to see like, okay, maybe I'm at the wrong spot. But I'm like I'm spending like another hour or 30 minutes in this one area I'm doubting myself, but the game's just not registering the actual solution. So that's my only gripe with the puzzles in the first game. However, I like the fact that they leaned into that. Like, this is not a heavy action game. I understand that. So, I don't know. I think that's kind of unjust for some of the discourse around. I'm just talking about from things that we saw, what I'm saying, online, for anybody that's probably getting confused. I think some people just they're not judging the game on the merits that it's supposed to be judged on. But to each their own. Everybody got different likes. I feel like I'm not gonna be. I would be okay. You know what I'm saying? With the second game having, same amount of puzzles. I'm expecting it. It's kind of enjoyable. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the audio that's going on. Um. So yeah, I can't wait to play the game. Well, I'm not going to play the game probably anytime soon. Right now, I ain't gonna lie. I might wait till it come on PlayStation. I'm gonna be really. I apologize, but I might wait till it come on PlayStation. For real, for real. And this is my last thing too about it. So this is a perfect example. This game does not run at 60 FPS, right, on consoles.
Yeah, as of right now, it
And
didn't. Mm-mm.
yeah, and so a big reason for that most likely is because of the visual fidelity, right? It runs on Unreal Engine 5 and it looks really, really good. Like they focused on the visions, not that it just run on Unreal Engine 5, but how good it actually looks. Okay, cool. I will give it that. However, I'm gonna use this as an example. Honestly, to me, I think when you get a higher frame rate like 60 FPS from 30, the games look better to me. I know it's a performance thing, but games visually actually still looks better for me, and I want to play this game at 60 FPS. I do not want to play it at 30 FPS. I don't know, man. To me, they look
You
better.
know, I've noticed that same thing too. Especially after Starfield, they got their update for 60 or whatever. Um, Even from just the performance, performance that it had initially when it released to even 40, visually and uncapped, it looks so much better than initially when it released, and that's just at 40. You go to 60, and it's shocking to see that there's really not a drop off on NPCs in the world, let alone the visuals either. So from what Digital Foundry said when they did their analysis on Hellblade 2, they were saying they could definitely put a 60 FPS mode in there, or at least performance options, because it's pretty much a lock 30. Like it does not drop at all. They could not find anywhere that it dropped. So maybe down the road they'll be able to put a 60 FPS mode in there, but it would have been nice to be able to play that, initially on release. So maybe when it comes to PlayStation or something, they may have a 60 FPS mode by that time.
Yeah, I definitely want to play that at 60. Anybody else got any thoughts on Hellblade or any questions for Immortal?
The only thing I would say about Hellblade is that I'm really extremely impressed the way that it looks. It looks visually stunning. It's one of the best looking games of this generation. Apparently, it's supposed to be like um the next step. The or what do you call it? That's what everybody's going for, the goal. So it's a
Hmm.
really good looking game. I've never played the first one, never played the second one. I know it's like real narrative based, but I'm really impressed with it by the way it looks.
For the longest time,
You
I
know, I
thought Horizon Forbidden West was the top of the top. That and Forza Horizon 5, but this right here, it kind of makes it seem like, okay, yeah, now we're in next gen. We're actually seeing what this hardware can do and stuff. It's impressive.
I actually it was some clips that I saw. I didn't see much of it, but it's literally the first clip that I saw. I saw it because of the visuals, but when I heard the audio, I'm like, I ain't gonna lie, that might be the most impressive thing that I've ever witnessed, and like just from this game alone, like the visuals are stunning. I will never. You will, even as a PlayStation person, right? When I have a Horizon and I talk about all these visually stunning games on PlayStation, I will never take away from what Hellblade 2 is accomplished right now. Even in the last podcast, because I was harping on it, the fact that it wasn't at 60 FPS. But that's just my preferred way of play. This game looks good. Point blank, period. I don't care what anybody say. It looks good. And the sound with it, I do like that. I like it. I see where they going. You know what I'm saying? I'm a combat heavy person, so hey, look, everything nothing is perfect. Things have its flaws with different people who get different tastes. I like the aspects of what they leaned into. I like that they went that direction. If they make a third one, they really got to improve the combat though. If they improve the combat, and again, I didn't play it. I gotta get my hands on it to really see. If they make a third one, they can keep what they're doing right now. Keep the visuals, keep the audio, keep the story. You know what I'm saying? Keep the horror elements. They gotta improve that combat. They have to. And if they do, I won't lie. Hellblade might be one of the greats. Like it should be up there, and we should be talking about it as one of the greats.
Yeah, definitely, definitely, man. I'm hope this game gets a lot of gets a bigger following and stuff like that, so we can get a third one. They got greenlit two other projects. You got Project Mara, as well as another new game greenlit, uh, confirmed as of shortly after the game released. So I'm curious to see, because now the pressure is on them, right? They've gave the fans and consumers the quality of graphics and visuals that we've accustomed to at this point. I'm curious to see what they do outside of Project Mara, which is supposed to be like a horror game, more of a horror focused game. Next project, the new project, I'm curious to see what it is, and how they're able to, keep that quality of visuals and stuff like that, but make something a little bit more expansive if that's what they're going to be making. So Ninja Theory's got my attention, man. They got my attention, and I'm excited to see what they got, what they're working on.
My bad. One more thing after that, because I didn't realize there's working on other projects like that. Personally, I need Ninja Theory to go back to their roots. Like I'm okay with Hellblade being like an outlier, but like you just said, they work on another horror game. Like I need them to go back to that Heavenly Sword DMC type of thing. Like that's the like I love those games. And I'm a defender of that DMC remake, the reboot. Like I know a lot of people hate that. I'm a defender of it too. I love Ninja Theory with their combat. So that's another reason why I be, what I'm saying? Like I'm holding y'all to a higher standard because I know what y'all can do. So like they making another one. Like, come on, let's just focus on Hellblade. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like do what you're doing best with Hellblade. But come on, Ninja Theory. I need y'all to come back. I need y'all to come back for real, for real. I don't know how many outliers I can get. Yeah, that's just a little personal taste, personal thing for me though. Uh, okay, all right. So I appreciate you for giving your thoughts on that, Omoro, because we really needed that. You can definitely, what I'm saying, we're gonna go on to some other topics, but you can definitely. Oh, by the way, if you got some gameplay that you want to submit, you holla at me. I holla at me.
All right, for sure, for sure.
All right, so we got another. Let me see. We had another game release. XDefiant. So XDefiant is Ubisoft's pretty much answer to Call of Duty. It's a first person competitive shooter live service game that just released. I played the beta when it first came out, and I just like literally just played a little bit of XDefiant right now, just so I can have something to talk about. So have some type of frame of reference on the pod. Um, so I guess quick thoughts. The only thing that my personal self, I did not like about the beta when I first played it was the hit detection. The hit detection was crazy, out of this world to me. It was so inconsistent. I'm like, if this is a literally a live service game, first person shooter. That's all really it is. You got to make sure your connections is right. You know what I'm saying? Ubisoft got to hit that on the head. Other than that, I liked it. I really liked the I was about to say the combat, the shooting mechanics. I like the personality that it gives, right? It's kind of a culmination of Ubisoft's work, you know what I'm saying? So they got factions from different factions in their previous games and their other franchises. So I like that, they are really leaning into that live service element. When I just played it, I will say they fixed the hit detection for the most part, probably about I think it's not perfect, because I feel like it was one time I did go across a wall, run up by a wall and somebody still shot me, but that was only once. So I feel like they fixed the hit detection about 97%, you know what I'm saying, which is a very good thing. I don't have that complaint no more. And I like what I played. Like for my first impressions, I like it, to be honest with you, to the point where I really do. We're gonna get to Black Ops 6. We're gonna get to that. But I mean, I could substitute this for Call of Duty.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? At least
oh
for right
wow,
now.
wow. Okay,
Wait.
okay.
Hold up.
That's interesting.
As a
Yeah.
long time Call of Duty fan, you're gonna substitute XDefiant with Call of Duty? Really?
So I say that based on the core aspect of it, right? I'm not getting. We grew up with Call of Duty, where of course it was a single player game, but we grew up with the modern warfare of the worlds, right? You know what I'm saying? What it was 6v6, you on one open map, you know what I'm saying, or one area, fighting out team deathmatch, all that. I'm getting that more in X Defiant than I am doing in the current Call of Duties. I don't play Call of Duty now like how I played in the past. I play mostly either right now for zombies or for Resurgence, which is Warzone. The remix Warzone mode, right? Those are two reasons why I play Call of Duty at this point. Other than that, I don't really like going into the 6v6, team death matches in the Call of Duties. It's different to me.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but Call of Duty has Warzone, which is like the biggest thing that they could have. Period. That's the number one draw of Call of Duty now has been Warzone. I don't know how too many people who play the regular multiplayer anymore for Call of Duty. Also, in X Defiant, I heard that the weapons take like thousands of hours to even level up one weapon to top rank. I don't know if anybody's played that yet, but that's what I've been hearing. That it takes so long to level up weapons in that game.
Okay, yeah, I don't know because again, I only played like one match. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I played the beta. So yeah, I'm not sure about that. That is something that that's like a logistics thing that they can fix. You know what I'm saying, with updates. So but I'm just talking about the core aspect of the game. And you hit it right on the head though, Beast. That's exactly what I mean. Like people don't play and that's what I'm getting from Defiant though, the 6v6 old style Call of Duty. That's why I like this more than what Call of Duty is doing now. I'm playing Call of Duty for Warzone and not even the actual main Warzone because I don't like Warzone. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't like the main Warzone. I like Resurgence.
Oh yeah, Resurgence is
Ever
meta,
since,
man. That's where you need to play that. Yeah, for sure.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Resurgence is king.
yeah, and I think Call it Modern Warfare, like the remake, that just the recent one. I think that is still my most played game on my PlayStation. So I put a lot, even the main Warzone mode. I put a lot of hours into it. I put at least 900 hours into Call of Duty, um, and a lot of that was Warzone, right? But when Resurgence came out, I'm just like, I already did this. I'm playing it because my friends play it. Resurgence is where it's at.
So here's what's gonna be interesting, right? Um, and I get what you're saying about the multiplayer itself. That's why they started bringing back some of the original maps from previous Call of Duties, because some of the maps kind of they got a little too much going on in them. Um, and so Black Ops 6 is gonna have the same treatment like Modern Warfare 3. They're gonna bring back a lot of Black Ops 2, Black Ops 1 maps. Um, one thing I will say, I played the beta right before it released of X Defiant, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm spoiled when it comes to Call of Duty. Call of Duty ain't perfect by no means, but the gameplay, the movement, the shooting mechanics, the guns, everything is a heck of a lot better than X Defiant. So when I came into X Defiant, everybody comparing it to being a Call of Duty competitor and stuff. When I played it, I compared it more to like an Overwatch style of game than even Call of Duty, even though people like to use that comparison. And even if I was to just look at it as a competitor to Overwatch, I personally don't see it, but I get how other people may like it. But for me, I couldn't get past like how kind of not fluid the movement and the shoot mechanics were. I just couldn't get past it. Almost like I was going back to PS3 era and playing Mag again. I can't do it, you know. But hey, to each his own. I hope people that's playing it enjoy it and stuff. But when Black Ops 6 comes out, it's gonna be a lot of people that abandon ship because it's first time ever that they've actually had a four years of solid development on this game, and they were already playing the game 2 years and still had another 2 years on top of that to continue to polish and add stuff. So my Black Ops 6 is about to be the real deal. Like that's going to be the game that could potentially give you and other people that feel the same way that give them back that feeling like they had in previous Call of Duties. And I think it's going to do that. I think Black Ops 6 is about to be huge, huge. And I think it would allow them to give these other studios like Infinity Ward and Sledgehammer that 4 year development cycle because I think Black Ops 6 will be able to hold us as consumers over for 2 years to give the other studios that extra 2 years to keep that cycle going. It's gonna be interesting, man. I'm excited for it and stuff. But yeah, shout out to XDefiant for those that like it. If you like it, hey, here you go. You got your shooter and stuff like that. But I'm too spoiled, man. Call of Duty is just got that engine honed in when it comes to movement and stuff. And yeah, yeah.
And thank you for sharing that because this is what we're saying right now is pretty much all of the discourse that's going on right now. There is one side that's like really pro XFI, and there's another side that's like, you know what, I'm gonna stick with Call of Duty. I ain't gonna lie, I feel like it's fluid enough. Like I feel it really does feel like Call of Duty to me. And um Black Ops 6 though, I truly, like you said, I hope that it does give me that feeling back though, because I've been disappointed when it comes to that style, right? The 6v6 style. So I wanted to go back, and when I say its roots, I don't mean just boots on the ground, right? I want Call of Duty to really go back to its roots of why people were so addicted to the online, you know. So man, I can't wait. And also too, since we're talking about, we're gonna talk about unless anybody else got any thoughts on X
I
Defiant.
have a question because y'all know, well, if y'all don't know me, I'm of the realm of trying out new games. So I like to say that for when it comes to discussions, I'm the person that is like, well, if you're new at this, then blah blah blah. So here's my take. You said it's similar to Call of Duty, right? But then Immortal said no, can't compare. So, in your opinion, out of all the first player person shooter games, which one would you compare X Defiant to?
You saying for me?
Yes, sir.
Overwatch. Overwatch. Immediately when I started playing that, it made me feel like I was playing more of a uh, military style, like presentation, but with that Overwatch feel. So to me, the immediate comparison that I compared it to was Overwatch. I didn't even see the similarities with Call of Duty other than the aesthetic of it having like military looking weapons and stuff. Outside of that, I literally compared it to Overwatch. Um, Now, if you're a fan of Overwatch, I think you would like it for sure. And I do like Overwatch, but hearing other people talk about it and saying, "Hey, this is competing with Call of Duty," and Ubisoft has kind of hinted it that it is a competitor to Call of Duty in their own subtle ways with this whole SBMM saying, "Hey, look at us. We don't have skill-based matchmaking in our casual lit playlists and all this stuff." I know exactly who they're going after, and I don't think it's on the level of Call of Duty for me personally. Being I've been a day one Call of Duty player, I don't see it. I see more of it being an Overwatch competitor, but that's just what I got from it.
The thing that separates Call of Duty from every other shooter is how smooth it is. Ain't too many shooters that play as smooth as Call of Duty. Not Battlefield, not Rainbow Six or any other shooters that's out right now. Call of Duty has a unique way of playing, a unique way of aiming, shooting, the way that the guns feel, everything is completely different. So XDefiant ain't never going to be able to capture that.
Now let me play devil's advocate because I'm rooting for Black Ops 6. I'm rooting for it. I'm being honest with y'all. I can't wait to, what I'm saying? I hope they land at home, man. Especially, what I'm saying, with the 6v6. But, they got zombies coming. Of course, Treyarch gonna have the zombies. Come on. They do it the best. But, okay, look. Let me play devil's advocate really quick. Ubisoft is known for releasing multiplayer games. It not aligning like with it's not aligning with the best experience, but they stick with it and it has at least a cult following, and it is one of the best multiplayer experiences that people have ever played. We got For Honor. I played a lot of For Honor, so I can talk about For Honor. Rainbow Six, I can't really talk about as much because I got on to that way too late, and nah, I'm not a Rainbow Six type of guy. That's another example. Rainbow Six, they still supporting. They hitting home runs with that. For Honor, they still supporting. It's still it's still up there. You know what I'm saying? And I will say that will be one of the things that would be the biggest advantage that Ubisoft got with XDefiant than Call of Duty. Call of Duty changes every year. Where Immortal was talking about this earlier. Black Ops 6 been in development for like 4 years. What if they did the Modern Warfare thing where they released Black Ops 6 this year and then they released Black Ops 7 next year? Because they probably could have been working on Black Ops 7 as well, or they could be working on it now. And since it's already like the same engine or the same, what I'm saying, the same concepts, the only real thing they got to do is, do the story and maybe improve some quality of life features, right? I like that way they went. You know what I'm saying? Modern Warfare 3, I still haven't played that story. People say that that's probably one of the worst stories that Call of Duty ever made. But you know what I'm saying? They can do that with Black Ops, right? Keep it going, you know what I'm saying? But also X Defiant has that advantage to where there's only gonna be one X Defiant game. And they gonna keep supporting that till the wheels fall off.
The best multiplayer game that Ubisoft came out with. I don't know. I didn't play XDefiant yet. I'm gonna play it today. I'm actually on vacation, so I can't really go too crazy with it. But the best multiplayer game that Ubisoft made was The Division. That was like the best multiplayer game that they made.
100%.
100%, yeah. When it comes to Call of Duty, and I was never a big Call of Duty fan. Not gonna lie to you, was not. I always prefer Battlefield, but ever since Warzone came out, and you can do like the battle royale stuff, I don't do nothing else but that. And that should bring up another good point, Freddie. That I know you're gonna make it is that they supposedly put in Black Ops 6 into Game Pass day one.
Yeah, they should. I mean, I've been thinking they was gonna put Call of Duty in Game Pass even since the rumors, right? They was gonna. I mean, why would you not? You know what I'm saying? You might as well. And so I like you brought that up, Beast, because that is another good point. Look, X Defiant free to play, right? But not just comparing it to X Defiant. You got Now we got Call of Duty and Game Pass. That's a no brainer, right? You don't gotta buy Call of Duty every year. Are you serious? Yeah, that's a no brainer. Now, the fact that we do have X Defiant now, no matter if I'm rooting for Call of Duty or not, it's good competition. Because we already know Ubisoft finna stick with X Defiant. We know they track record prove that they gonna stick with this game and make sure that they gonna stick with it till the wheels fall off, right? It's a really good competition with Call of Duty because no matter if anybody here likes it or don't like it, there are people that's playing that game, and we know Ubisoft gonna stick with it. So now Call of Duty is forced to make sure that we get the best experience, even if it's on Game Pass, because you get competition out here, and I like that. I really truly like
I
that.
will say this too. As far as I know you mentioned about the next, Call of Duty after Black Ops 6. Um, that is going to be kind of like exactly what happened with these last two Modern Warfare series. How we got Modern Warfare 2, then Modern Warfare 3. The same thing's going to happen, but in 2025, that won't be a direct sequel from Black Ops 2. Um, Charlie Intel and Modern Warzones kind of publicly came out and said that. And they've yet to be wrong when it comes to that stuff. And they've been around forever. Um, they're the first ones to drop the whole Gulf War stuff. So what's happening is I think you're going to start seeing, you know, a sequel or something like that in that same era. So you had Modern Warfare 2, now Modern Warfare 3. You're going to have Black Ops 6, and then you're going to have a sequel to Black Ops 2 directly. And so that's pretty cool. What I'm curious to see, and this could be a big make or break for some people in a way, all the operating skins that you got in the Modern Warfare 3 or Modern Warfare 2, now that you're coming out with Black Ops, even though they're on the same engine, are they going to allow you to carry those operator skins over to the Black Ops series as well? If they do that, that's good because then we know what to kind of anticipate. But apparently, the next one next year is going to be the sequel to Black Ops 2. So, if they do that, the smartest thing they should allow Sledgehammer to do is allow them to work on Advanced Warfare to break up the monotony of Black Ops Modern Warfare, Black Ops Modern Warfare. They need to allow them to make an Advanced Warfare and break it up for people and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what they do with Sledgehammer and what they allow them to do now that they're under Microsoft and stuff, because they did get turned down from making a Advanced Warfare 2, hence why we got Modern Warfare 3, and kind of the barriers that they were under making this game. I'm surprised they even got it to where it's at now. The lead of Sledgehammer publicly came out on Twitter, and he may still have it on his Twitter page about the stuff that they had to deal with. Being that Infinity Ward, that's their stuff. The modern warfare, that's their stuff. But Sledgehammer was able to do it. But Infinity Ward would change some things. They wanted to do a 10-point system in Modern Warfare 3, and they wouldn't allow them to do it. They took it out of there and put the traditional Modern Warfare uh, point system in there. So they went through some stuff, man. Like they went through some stuff and were told to make a campaign in less than 5 months. That's crazy. So um, we'll see what happens, man. I hope they allow them to make their own stuff instead of having to, you know, branch off of another series in the Call of Duty franchise. So.
Real quick, Immortal, who do you like more? Do you like Treyarch more, or you like Infinity Ward more for Call of Duty?
Crazy enough, man. I was an Infinity War fan when Vince Zampella was there, but once he left, Treyarch is now king to me. Because Cold War was fantastic. I really enjoyed it. 2019, I could not stand. I couldn't stand it. So right now, Treyarch is my favorite right now.
Yeah, I would have to say Treyarch too. Nah, I'm done with Infinity Ward right now. I don't. The last the remaster of the called Modern Warfare, that was good. Modern Warfare 2 was okay, and this one here is just terrible. It's, this is terrible. I hate these maps. I hate everything that they're doing right now with that stuff, and I hate the balancing with the weapons too. It's so crazy the way that they balancing the weapons now.
That's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing for me with Modern Warfare 3 is the weapons. And you could tell they didn't have enough time to make their own. You notice they let you branch over to Modern Warfare 2 weapons, and those are not even balanced for the 150 health that you have now versus Modern Warfare 2 having a lot shorter TTK. So it sucks. I don't really fault Sledgehammer for it, being that they were under crunch. Like they got messed up. Like it was messed up. And for the head of Sledgehammer to publicly come out knowing he's working under Activision and say that stuff, yeah, they went through some stuff. So I I personally like Modern Warfare 3 better than I do Modern Warfare 2, just for the simple movement and bringing back the slide canceling and stuff like that. Um, but Yeah, I agree with you too. Treyarch is, I think, the top of the top now. Now, Vincent Pellet was there, and it was the original Infinity Ward. I would say Infinity Ward because I know Modern Warfare wouldn't be in the state that it is, and they wouldn't be doing the stuff that they're doing right now.
But like, why wouldn't they bring back the night vision mode? That was like the best mode for the remaster, bro. Like, that's my favorite mode in the regular multiplayer was the nighttime when like you just looking with your sights and you have like the heat thermal. That was like the
Oh
best thing. They
yeah,
should have brought that back. I don't know why they didn't bring that back. But we getting off track. Go ahead, Fred.
Nah, you good. I actually forgot about that mode. I'm gonna be real with you. That's crazy. Um, I'm with you though. Especially what Immortal said. Now with what I was going. Oh, I, it sounds good with the because I didn't know about the Black Ops 2 sequel, right? Being like the 2025 Call of Duty. I didn't know about that. That's actually as long as we have like the core elements of the Call of Duty that comes back next year, right? Like the multiplayer, like how they did with Modern Warfare 2 to 3 with the movement. You know what I'm saying? It was the same thing, but just a little bit improved. Um, the maps is a different story. I don't think they got maps right for a lot of Call of Duties. I'm gonna be real with you. For any of the recent Call of Duties, I don't think they got the maps right. But if we can, even if it's a different story, right? Even if we go from Black Ops 6, that's maybe, I don't know if it's a new story or what, or it's a successor, it's a spiritual successor. Then we have Black Ops 2 sequel. It's a sequel from the actual Black Ops 2. Different type of story. Maybe they connect. That's okay as long as the gameplay is similar, because if you have the gameplay similar, you don't gotta try to balance a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like rebalance it for the very next Call of Duty, right? Like it can almost feel like in a continuous live service game, how they want it to be, how they it seemed like they wanted to be. That's their target, right? Since you having a lot of things come over from, what I'm saying, old war zones to new war zones, same weapons, even the operator skins. I think that's a good idea. But like let them, you know, give them time in the kitchen and let us have some type of similarity. That way, it won't be just a too unfocused and scattered, and people ain't got enough time to do this, and you ain't bringing modes back, the fan favorite modes back. Like, come on, like that stuff we should in the gaming industry. I think we should have down packed down there by now. All right. So, oh, by the way, what was on the topics? Call of Duty's next title is rumored to be Black Ops 6. Also, it's going to be so. Multiple GameStop employees have confirmed that this game will be releasing on past gen consoles as well. I don't like it, but I mean, it's Call of Duty. I understand why they're doing it. I don't think they should be doing it this late in the game, but it has been in development for four years, like we said earlier. So, I mean, it's not surprising. It's not surprising to me. I don't know.
I hate it too, but the adoption rate for these new consoles have become less and less that they can't afford to lose that player base that's on older consoles. Um, so
Exactly.
they kind of stuck in a situation where until more people start adopting, they can't move. They can't move on from them. You know what I mean? So it sucks, but this is where we at, man. People gotta they PlayStation, Xbox, whoever has just gotta figure out a way to entice people on those older consoles to come to buy their new stuff, man. They just gotta figure it out because it's free to play, and as long as they keep playing it on there, they ain't leaving. Because if that's the only thing they play, that's the only thing they play. They ain't got no reason to get a new one. They're okay with what they got. So I got a lot of buddies that still play on the PS4. And they like, yeah, I'll eventually get a PS5, but I ain't in a hurry to. I'm like, it's gonna take Call of Duty to stay next gen only for them to actually get one. Otherwise, they ain't going to get a new console.
Nah, facts. And that may be I just thought about this too. My bad. Keep going on this same subject, but that may be another good reason why 2025's Call of Duty is Black Ops 2 sequel. That way, what if they do just have that one on next gen, right? They released that one on next gen, so they had a little bit less time. You know what I'm saying? They could just focus on next gen, and that way you won't split up the player base as much because the person ain't got to play the story of Black Ops 6 to understand, what I'm saying, the next Call of Duty, right? Most people have probably already played Black Ops 2 story. What I'm saying, there's enough time has passed. So, that can be a good thing too. And then they can improve upon the multiplayer by having the same thing, but since they got the power of the next gen consoles, they ain't got to worry about the limitations from the last. These are all I know these are all ideas. These are all, if you want to say, probably could be stretches. But based on the information we got right now, I think that can be a good idea. You know what I'm saying? That they do. Who knows? All right, so we do have. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. I don't know if I want to talk about. So let me just get into this. Right. Since we was talking about Ubisoft, I got to put this out there. We was talking about Assassin's Creed Shadows last week, so we covered that last week. However, um, there has been blatant racism involved in this game, and I just got to address this because I mean, we can't look past it, right? So, Assassin's Creed Shadows, as we know, is the next Ubisoft Assassin's Creed game in the franchise, where it is featuring two protagonists. One is a female Japanese character, another one is a black historical figure, and people were upset at the fact that they had. I want to say people were upset at the fact that they had a non-Asian man as the protagonist, as one of the protagonists. But in reality, it seems like, especially after this new trailer just released, in reality, it seems like they just mad at the fact that a black man is on the cover of a feudal Japan themed
Yep.
story. I say that because now there is an edit of the Assassin's Creed Shadows trailer that released, and the edit is like a deep fake of Yasuke's face. It's not Yasuke's face. They replaced it with George Floyd. Now, sadly, George Floyd became famous because he died at the hands of police brutality. And as we know in America, a lot of that deals with racists. So the fact that they even did this is a very racist remark, and that it is what it is. There's no other way of saying it. This is literally the definition of racism. Have y'all seen this trailer? This remix trailer?
Honestly, man, I haven't, and I'm glad I haven't. This whole Assassin's Creed Yasuke stuff, man, is just it's brought a lot of true colors out on people that I even follow or is in these gaming community. Now that it came out that it is Yasuke and he is a African American, and it's also kind of put a highlight on just the gaming industry alone, and I would say even movies, to where people just equate lighter skinned or white people to be able to portray things that is historically inaccurate. But the minute that it comes to something that is historically accurate, and it happens to be a black person, it's a problem. Even though this man literally was a samurai. Like even the Asian culture acknowledges the fact that this man was a samurai. He was in the culture. But people just see the color and just say, "Oh no, nah, this ain't it." So to hear that they have a George Floyd, face on Yasuke, yeah, man, this is crazy. I'm kind of shocked because this is the first time I'm ever hearing about that. Um, and that's crazy. I don't even know what to say after anymore after that. That's insane.
I definitely seen it, and I'm not even surprised. My take on it as a female is they're so upset that they have a black male protagonist, and they keep on saying, "Well, we want it to be accurate. We want it to be." You have a whole female Asian protagonist, but you don't want to even claim her or even acknowledge her because you're so upset that the fact that there is this man. And then don't get me started on the fact that I get that most of them are saying, well, we wanted a man. So you're basically admitting to being against somebody for their color and for their gender. So you're not happy that it's a woman at all, let alone an Asian woman. But you want to put all your hostility, and the game is not even out yet. That's what's the killing part. Like, as somebody who knows some of the behind the scenes stuff, like reading on everything because I'm an Ubisoft partner, I don't understand why people don't even let it get a chance before they want to spew their hate or their negativity. For all they know, they can end up playing it and enjoy the game and just hate that one aspect, which I still don't understand. But you got to be realistic. Twitter or X, whichever you prefer to call it, is really like the cesspool of people that hide behind their keyboards.
That's facts.
Man, that make no sense, man. I guess in some to oppose the negativity, Kevin Hart had guest appeared on Kaiser stream. So you want to go watch some positive Black history. If you want to go watch some um, some comedy, go ahead and check his stream out, y'all. Um, and then so we got a couple rumors, couple things, and we got the Sony group to talk about. But before we get into that, I do want to talk about this. Another Predecessor is a game that I play a lot. It's a action MOBA. Um, it it's still in beta right now, but it did release a new. Well, number one, it had a bunch of updates that came out, but it released a new mode, and this is the first in Predecessor's history, right? Even if we're talking about Paragon, where it came out before. So it released this new mode called Brawl mode, and with that, it comes new items. We have a new item slot. So to think about Predecessor or any MOBA as an RPG game, right? So you're going through the game, you're leveling up, you're facing higher level enemies and bosses and everything like that throughout the whole game. But think of it as an RPG, just every single time you launch a game up. So you start at 0 and your max level is 18. And you are literally leveling up every single time you launch that mode, launch a game, launch a match. You're leveling up, trying to get higher than your enemy to defeat them. Think of that. Think of it like a RPG game mixed with a tower defense game. That's pretty much like I guess the best way to put it. But it releases Brawl mode, and it's really fun. I'm not gonna lie. Predecessor actually feels like an entirely new game right now, since we do have a six item slot. Items is how we spend currency, right? When we level up, we get currency. When we defeat enemies, we get currency. The items we spend that currency on items, and the items is how we become stronger, right? How we increase our stats, attack speed, attack power, defense, all that. So we usually have 5 items, and a lot of MOBAs have 5 items, and some MOBAs have 6 items. They increase our slots to 6, so there's a lot of balancing that happened. A lot of new items. They changed some items. They deleted some. All in all, my experience with this has been great. They have added items that actually protect that actually works more with my playstyle. So personally, like on a bias level, I'm enjoying the crap out of it. And this brawl mode is very high action, high intense, quick. Right, the standard mobile mode can take you on a good match 50 minutes. It can take you from like let's say on average 30 to 50 minutes to complete a match. This mode is more like a 10 to 15 minute type of thing, even sometimes less if you got a real good team. And all you're doing is going into this area with your team. It's 5v5, and y'all just in there fighting it out. It's literally that's it. That's all. You fighting it out, trying to get to the enemy core, and or at least gotta admit you got. It's like these things called tickets, right? Like Battlefield got you got tickets. So whoever reach zero is done. It's real fun, guys. If you want to go check it out, it's on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC. And it's free to play. It's in beta right now. We will talk more about Predecessor when it launches, just like how we do all these other games. But yeah, I've been enjoying my time, and it's really fun. Um, okay, now that we got that out the way, so Sony had their corporate strategy meeting. We had mentioned this last time when they had their fiscal year reports. Now that the Sony Group had their 2024 corporate strategy meeting, and in that they're talking about the results from the PlayStation, the PS5. They're pretty pleased with the PS5 performance. It's not a lot that they really talked about in here. You know what I'm saying? It's they're trying to focus on, you know what I'm saying, a lot of player feedback that they've been hearing, with where are the new IPs, right? Where are the IPs in general? What's going on? They're trying to address that, be a little bit more consistent, I guess. And they are talking about how their IPs are moving into other mediums. So more movies, games, music, anime. Another thing that they talked about in this group meeting is that let's see. What was I about to talk about? There's actually a couple things to talk about, but I'm not finna go over all of it. They're developing a PlayStation mobile platform. I really don't care about that, but just know that they're focusing on mobile as well. And oh, this is the biggest one. I'm sorry, I forgot how you forgot this. They're saying no PC day and date. So that is one of the biggest things that people have been concerned about. I myself included. You know what I'm saying? I've always said for the multiplayer games, I don't care. But for the single player games, they should be doing it how they been doing it. Do not release it day and date. Do not put your games on PC when they release on the console. That's just going to add multiple SKUs to it, or way too many SKUs to it, and they're gonna mess it up and not have it optimized. But what they're saying is they're gonna release it, you know, what I'm saying on PC, you know, later down the line. Now, for marketing reasons, because I have worked in marketing, right? To me, my advice would be that's a good thing because one, you got the release of your game, the release on consoles, the game release. It is what it is, right? The second thing is that then you're going to release your game on PC. That's just adding more market value to the IP in general because there's going to be more eyes on it then. And then three, they got the subscription service. So when they put it in a subscription service, you're just going to market your game even more. When you literally have three big pieces, three events, right? Where you can market the crap out of your game, and then you have subcategories or sub events for those as well. But for marketing reasons, to putting eyes on this game, I just for that alone, I think is a good idea. Forget the optimization, anything like that. Marketing is that's the best thing. So no PC day and date right now. And then they had uh they've released this concept of a PlayStation controller, and I'm just so confused about it. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Have y'all seen this concept? The image that's been going around. Have y'all seen that concept at all?
No, I haven't seen it.
I'm finna try to put it on up top for you guys because it's so confusing to me. Like I understand it's a concept, and I understand that we talk about the future, but I don't get it. I don't get the vision. I don't see it. Um, so pretty much it's a controller. It has a screen up top, right? So you're gonna it's almost like
Oh, I seen that.
a who? What'd you
I
say
said I
again?
think I seen that. I was waiting for you to post it on the top, but I do recall seeing that in
Fred,
my
you
feed.
don't like that You don't like that PS9 concept? Everything comes from the controller, no system.
Man, I need buttons. I'm sorry, I need buttons. I don't. I'm not trying to have track packs. All that. If I wanted a track pad, I'll get that Steam controller. But I need buttons. Uh, you can have you can have some track pads. You can have. They get this screen in the middle too, where it's like you. It's like a holographic. It's a holographic screen that they pretty much the goal is to have the player more immersed, immersed into the game, and that's cool and all. But again, it looks like they're trying to replace how we're used to gaming already, and I'm not down for that. Let me see.
I'm sorry. If that PS9 came out today, I would buy that shit immediately.
With no buttons.
I am the button. I'll be the button. That's fine. If you want me to run and to jump on the wall like Assassin's Creed, I can do it.
Oh man, oh, that's funny. I cannot find. I can't find. It's in the article, but I can't find like an image on Twitter to post it. I mean, I can't find a post on Twitter to post on here. Forget it. I'm sending it to y'all in Discord. That's what we can do. But yeah, while I'm looking for that, other than that, the Sony corporate strategy, I think that's the biggest thing as far as no day and date. And they just and then another thing that they are talking about is when it comes to PlayStation Network, they trying to have the player more engaged and more immersed. So they're trying to integrate PlayStation. They're trying to add more features to PlayStation Network to where it works more with the ecosystem. So like payments and your account. I think a good example of this would be like the PlayStation Stars or the new texting feature that they have. So with PlayStation Stars, you do these challenges and you get certain points. Um, what I'm saying to like a reward system, right? You do these challenges, you get rewards for it. You buy new games, buy new merchandise, and then with that texting feature, you can send someone a text message so that way they can join your open lobby, right? Your gamer lobby from that text message. So it sounds like they trying to do a little bit more robust. I don't like the stars feature. Like it sucks to me. So hopefully they do something more creative than that because I don't like that.
That's
Um,
crazy. You said you don't like the star system?
I don't. Because I'm not. I don't really engage with it. I forget about it. I'm not engaging with it. It's not doing what it's. I think what they're wanting it to do. At least for me.
So with the star system, I forgot about it just like how you forgot about it. And then one day it said, "Hey, you have 15,000 points. You can get Remnant 2 right now for free." And I'm like, really? Oh shit, let me get that. And it's so random. Like the challenges are random. It depends on the game. I know they do like every month. They do like a monthly play in. Like if you sign into PSN once a month, they give you like 100 points. If you get a rare trophy in a Pacific game, they give you like 500 points, something like that. So like one time I actually went out and did the challenges, and I ended up getting like 10,000 points. I brought 2 games off of that. So like it's weird because it's like you don't even think about it. It's like because I got trophy hunt, so you don't really think about it, and then you just go check it, and it's like you have 10,000 points. Here's a free game. That's what I like it about it rather.
So you was able to get a free game already.
Yeah, I've got several free games already. I got Remnant 2 off of that. I've gotten Hi-Fi Rush off of it. Because just playing games and getting trophies and playing certain games, whatever they have in the monthly catalog or whatever, they do that. So they'll give you a certain amount of points, and then they'll say this amount of points is worth $5, $10, $20. Or if they want to do a game, they might put a game up there for a certain amount of points so that you don't even have to spend the money, and you can do that like that. So yeah, I've gotten like 2, 3 games off it already.
I
Ooh,
dropped the
thank you, Debbie.
controller. Okay, I was letting you know.
Thank you. And it's on Warrior. I don't know why I didn't. I appreciate that. So okay, so how long? Because now I'm curious, right? How long did it take you to get Remnant 2? Like, how many challenges did you have to do? How long did it take? Describe that to me.
So like I said, they give you a certain amount of points, and a certain amount of points is worth a certain amount of money. You can literally use the points to add funds into your PlayStation wallet, or you can use it to get a specific game. Sometimes they don't have the game up there, so you still have to like put, you know, get the money, the funds or whatever instead. For Remnant Two was $40, $50, believe, and it took me like maybe 3 weeks because like I was playing one game and I signed into a monthly uh check-in that week, and then probably two more. I think I got a platinum trophy in Spider-Man 2 that gave me 1,000 points, and then I got a the for Horizon Forbidden West trophy that gave me another 1,000 points. So that's ended up being like 5,000 points, and then that was the enough to get that game. So maybe like 3 weeks it took me to get that game. If I really wanted to go crazy, I probably could have gotten more, but it was just me playing the game regularly.
Okay, okay, I feel that. I don't know. It just seems like it's again. I forget about it. Sometimes I every now or then I'll go back to it, but then I will forget to actually like complete a challenge or something, and it just take me a long time. Like I don't my attention span is it's not being held up. Maybe they want maybe that's purpose, right? So they won't be having people like getting all these points to buy all these free games. Maybe it's that's the purpose of it.
I
But
mean, a lot of the times when I did the challenges, I didn't even know that it was a challenge. Get the platinum in Spider Man,
right,
I was already gonna do that regardless. So you giving me 1,000 points for that, and I was gonna already do it. Then okay, no problem. Same thing with Horizon. Same thing with what was the other game I played that gave me some points? Hard Work Legacy gave me some points. Just starting up the game got me some points. It's weird because you don't know unless you really go in the list and look and see what the challenges is. But a lot of the times, the challenges that I do complete are challenges that I didn't even know about.
and you got my
My
bad.
bad. I was gonna say I'm competitive, so whenever like I just now started playing more so on my PC, but before then I was always on my PS5, and I'm an Aries, so I like challenges in general. I would go in and I would click on each thing, and if I didn't have the game, but I knew there's a challenge that I can do, I would just play it just so that I can get the points. Like it's just I don't know. I'm competitive.
And that I ain't gonna lie, that was my thought though. Like when I be going in there, some of them challenges don't be like they be random. I'm like start up such a game. I'm like I have not played that or had not no intentions of playing that. So I gotta go out my way to do that real quick. Which I ain't gonna lie, that's a small complaint. I know it's you getting points, you getting free stuff. So I know that's a small complaint. It's just you get. I feel like you got to go out your way to do it, and correct me if I'm wrong. You you have to you got to activate the challenge, right? Like you can't just do it and you'll get it. You got to go in the app and activate it, right?
You go in and start it, but on some of them is like if you already played the game or you was already starting to play the game. Some of them, when I clicked in, automatically like gave it to me if they seen that I was already on the game or playing the game.
Yeah, you don't have to like go and activate or anything. You just play the game, and it's just like a trophy. They just give it to you. It says campaign has been completed or whatever, and then they'll give you the points.
Man, let me look at my stars then, because at that point I should have got some stuff. This is an app, right? I forgot what it was.
Nah, just go on the PlayStation app on your phone, and then you can see all the PlayStation Star stuff there.
You'll see a number next to your thing, your name or whatever, and it will say like two or whatever your level you're on, and then you can click on it, and then you can see all of your points. Like I got 3,000. I really haven't been active like lately, but yeah, I be enjoying it. I got plenty of the collectibles and whatnot. Like I said, I'm competitive in general, so it's just fun. A little add on to spice it up a little bit.
Okay, I see. I see it now. Wait, so hold up. Okay, so they got a Tails of Zero one. I think I got this trophy though already. Let me make sure. Let me make sure. Well, okay, it say auto registered. So okay, so maybe some of you gotta click on, and some of you don't. I think that's what it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, I see. This one says it's not started. Okay, I think they can approve it then, because I got like I got almost 3 grand too, and I didn't know I was on level 3. I thought I was still on like level 1.
Hey Fred, let me get $1. You got 3 grand in points. Let me get $1.
You is funny. Okay, 3 grand will give me $5 is 12.50. Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. Okay, 20. So if I get 5,000 points, so if I double this, I will get $20. Huh. Okay. All right. That's not bad. That's not bad. They should. I think they should market this a little bit more because I be forgetting about this, man. But maybe that's just me. All right. So yeah, I'm gonna be looking into that more. Be reminding myself. Um, I don't know if y'all saw, but Free Stellar Blade has reigned victorious with its campaign of trying to uncensor or trying to get Sony to uncensor Stellar Blade, even though it was really the smallest censorship I probably saw that Sony do. But hey, look, y'all, Free Stellar Blade won. Y'all saw Sony reverse um their censorships.
No, I didn't see that. I didn't know that even they even did that. I seen the whole uproar and stuff, but I didn't know that they went back on it.
Yeah, I think that just happened maybe yesterday or the day before. Literally, it just happened. So yeah, that Sony has reversed the censorship that they had with Stellar Blade. I think it was really only maybe two cosmetics, maybe two. I believe it was just two though. To where like they added like a brow to her or something. But she was already like still covered with. I mean, in my opinion, with one of the costumes I saw, it wasn't really like uncensored. It was they added a brawl to her, but it really didn't do anything for it. Like she probably wasn't free balling, but it literally she still looked the same. Like you didn't really cover anything. So I don't know that one in my opinion was kind of I don't know it wasn't worthwhile to
It was
me,
too
but
exaggerated. Like it was, they was doing the most.
yeah, yeah, that's what I think. Again, I'm not, you know, in this case, I'm not a woman, so I don't want to, go that far and say certain things that I'm not supposed to say. But in my opinion, I don't. I think it, like you said, it was exaggerated. At least this one was. That was exaggerated.
So as a woman, I didn't see anything like I'm an anime person, so you can't really shock me with nothing. Nothing. So I just didn't understand the I didn't understand the whole uproar, but people want to have something to complain about, and then like they feel like they got this win, so hopefully we can get back to the scheduled program. Like
Oh man. All right, and then this is some quick fire things, really quick fire things. And these are just rumors, really quick. So we got Valve has a game called Deadlocked. That is this is not a rumor. I'm sorry. Valve has Deadlocked. This is a mobile game that they are making, and this. it has leaked gameplay. I saw the leaked gameplay. It wasn't too much with it. All I saw was a character, what I'm saying, running around the map, and the physics looks pretty cool. But it's another, it looked like another live service game, another MOBA. Now to the point where it's like a lot of MOBAs are coming up. So I'm on Predecessor. We got Smite 2 coming out. Um, I don't know about it. We'll see when more gameplay releases, but the physics looked cool. It's just I don't really know about the game. Um, we got Astrobot that is rumored to be announced in the next 2 weeks. I personally hope this is true because I love the crap out of Astrobot. Astrobot is the pre-downloaded game on the PS5 when you get it. So I really like that.
It's the first game that I got my platinum trophy on. I love that game.
I was just about to ask, did anybody finish that? Because I ain't
Show
finished it.
show
What you mean?
did. Show did.
So I finished it, but I didn't complete everything. You know what I'm saying? So like, you got all the collectibles, um, you got of course the trophies, and then I think you just go back into the areas trying to get all of the collectibles. Well, on so excuse me, I have collectibles on the areas. I have a few of them to get, but I also have all. I only got half of the collectibles. With the currency that you get.
Bubonic side eye. Bubonic side eye.
Oh man, I'm gonna talk. I love the game. I want another one. Yeah, let me go finish that real quick. I'm sorry. Damn you, predecessor. So yeah, that was. I hope it's true though. I hope it's true. I want the Astrobot. Um, the next Doom game will be. Oh, so it's called Doom: The Dark Ages. This is the third Doom. If I'm not as far as the remakes, this or reboots. This is the third Doom, and this would be on both Xbox and PlayStation. I don't see PC on here. I don't see. Most likely it's gonna be on PC though because it was on Xbox, and the other two games are on PC, so it's gonna be on PC too most likely. But there is coming to PlayStation as well. We already know this though. We already know that those games are coming to PlayStation. So the next one is though is called the Dark Ages, and let me
They need
see.
to lock that up, man. They need to lock that up. I was shocked. I was hoping that it was exclusive, man. I don't multiplayer games. Yeah, I'm cool with that to an extent, but when it comes to Doom and stuff like that, I'm not with that. I hope that they they change that in the near future, cause yeah, cause it's like what are we getting for PlayStation, man? PlayStation got to give up some of those games. They got to give up some of those games.
Oh, so since we're talking.
The Warhammer, not Warhammer, but the Indiana Jones to Xbox. You're not taking away my Doom. No, no.
So that was my thing. And I said that in the when they did the what video was that? They did the future plans for Xbox, right? When they came out a couple months ago. I said that in that video. I said Xbox should be keeping at least keep Indiana Jones, Starfield, HellBlade, keep those on Xbox, right? And then just put the other, the multi games on PlayStation, right? That way you will still have some type of exclusivity. Like excuse me, no, I had Gears, Halo, Indiana Jones, Starfield, and I think Hellblade. That way you have five franchises that are still exclusive to Xbox, right? Even if they, multiplayer or not, right? Or you could have even put if you have Halo with free to play multiplayer, you could put the free to play multiplayer on PlayStation and keep the story on Xbox. That way, you still have something for people to want to go over to your platform. I don't understand. I mean, I guess I do understand. You know, it's coming from the head of Microsoft. They hey, look, we spent all this money on these acquisitions. We need profit and we need the more profit and return. I get it, but I think that they still should have had that more competitive edge because you're not compelling people to come to your platform at that point.
Yeah, that's facts. Like I got all the systems, so I ain't missing out on nothing. But you're counterproductive if you're gonna still make hardware, but yet put all your games on the other hardware. What incentive do you have? Game Pass, I don't think is big enough to allow your sales to grow. It only allow your sales to decline because it's not big enough. Like they're gonna have to change that up or something because you start doing that, but yet you say you want to make hardware, you kind of cannibalize yourself on incentives to buy your hardware that you're making. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be interesting, man. I'm kind of shocked that it because it is one of my favorite studios, man. I love it. I love the engine. I love what they do. So I was hoping that that would have been exclusive, but hey, it is what it is. At least everybody get to play it and stuff and play some of that it greatness, So
So real quick, so since we're talking about Microsoft and Microsoft plans, did you guys hear that rumor about Microsoft trying to buy Valve?
yeah, that's a rumor. They've been wanting to buy them for a while, man. They wanted to buy them during the when they first came out when Steam came out, but I don't think they'll be able to get away with it legally. I don't.
What do you think about that,
Yeah,
Fred?
I'm on the same impression. Well, I don't think it should happen. For Valve to stay Valve. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't think nobody should purchase Valve. You know what I'm saying? Because Steam is Steam. Like it made a name for itself. You know what I'm saying? I can understand the games they were talking about, but at the end of the day, they got the Steam Deck now, and let Valve stay Valve. Let them just do them. Don't nobody should interfere with them at all whatsoever. Um, so yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. But I'm glad you mentioned. I'm glad you brought it up because I forgot to put that in my notes. And this may be something though. Concord should be revealed in the next 2 weeks. Everything keep talking about these PlayStation games getting revealed in the next 2 weeks. So we should have a showcase coming up within the next 2 weeks. If we don't have a showcase coming up within the next 2 weeks, we just got rumors upon rumors upon rumors for no reason. But Concord is that the Bungie game? No, Bungie has Marathon. Who's making
Concord
Concord?
is being made by that developers that they bought some time ago. That was supposed to be that
Is it Fire Sprite?
And it,
No, Firewall.
yeah, I think it's the one that the lady that they hired from Amazon. I think she's the one that's the lead of that studio. I can't remember the name of the studio though.
Okay, Firewall.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm still not sure
I
what that
forgot
one's
about that.
supposed to be about. Is it supposed to be a distraction shooter or a like a an open world shooter or something?
So this it says a PvP multiplayer first person shooter, and I know that it was. I think it was rumored to be like a Guardians of the Galaxy theme type game. So I don't know. I don't know. It sounds like they're trying to put some story elements into it, but I do not know. I actually want to see. I am more interested in seeing Concord than any other games that they were talking about. Though, like I don't care about fair games. I honestly, even though Bungie is one of my favorite studios, I do not care about Marathon. I want to see what this game is like. We need to see something, and it's supposed to be launching at the end of this year. So we got to see something. Hopefully soon. If not, it's not launching at the end of this year,
It's probably going to launch at the beginning of the year of next year.
which they should do, in my opinion. I mean, for all the Helldivers 2 format. Right, and then we got Call of Duty. We just got XDefiant. We got Call of Duty. Um, dang, what's another one? I think that's it. But we got Call of Duty coming out. Like, come on now, just put it next year. Two movie things. I just want to get this off. The guy from, let me see, the kid from that viral meme. Uh, with him dancing on the chair after his class learned that they was going to go see Black Panther. He just graduated from high school, so congrats to him because that meme was very viral. A lot of people use it, and that's just a moment in time in history. So that's pretty cool. Wait, hold on. That confused me though, cause like, how old was this dude when he was on a chair, like dancing like that? I'm not gonna get into all that. Anyway, go. That's the story. That's the story. And then we got Beverly Hills Cop. What's that movie called? Beverly Hills Cop. Axel F. Yes, Axel F is coming out on Netflix, and I just wanted to put that out because Black Beverly. I don't remember. I really don't remember a lot of story beats to Beverly Hills Cop, but that was like one
Axel
of the
Foley.
first movies that.
It was Eddie Murphy's character for Axel Foley. It's basically when
Right,
a
right.
cop from Detroit keeps going over to L.A. and he ends up getting into trouble into L.A.
Thank you. Okay, cool. Um, I was so young when I discovered that movie, so and I haven't watched them in a long time, but I bonded with my older sister with that movie like that. It has a special place in my heart, and I think it was like one of the first. I think it was the first. It's an action comedy, right? What you could classify that as.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I think that was the first action comedy I've ever saw. But yeah, that's coming to Netflix, and I'm glad that they making another one.
Yeah, I grew up with those movies. Those were something that, I was born in 76. So, I was around when all those movies came out, when they had their prominence. And the fact that he's putting out another one, I thought it was a little weird just because it seems like every old guy seems to be putting out their last ditch effort to, get their last movie out. You got Stallone, you've got, uh, what's his name? The guy from Die Hard. You've got you got all these guys doing their last ditch efforts for these movies, and I mean it's okay, but we'll wait and see how it
Gotta
looks.
love Hollywood.
Yeah, I think someone had said it once before that the industry of Hollywood has dried up. They've lost their vision, and all they seem to do is do tons and tons of remakes, and it doesn't seem to really be panning out. So I don't know. Netflix does a great job with their movies, so maybe this will be just a just a blockbuster hit. I mean, I love most of their movies. I love that one that just came out on the 20. Came out yesterday. That one called with Jennifer Lopez. Um, uh, Shoot, what
The
is it?
robot one, right?
Yeah, yeah, where
The
she did
A something Atlanti.
Atlantis.
Yeah,
Atlantis, yes.
I
And
haven't seen that one yet.
very very well done movie. I'm not going to throw no spoilers in there, but it's definitely a very well done, good sci-fi movie. Has a lot of ups and downs, a lot of interesting concepts that they put into it. Could even look like maybe this is something that even gaming companies would go towards in the future. So, very exciting ideas and concepts they put in. I like it.
Wait, you talk about Atlas?
Yes,
You seen it?
yes.
Oh, okay, cool. Because I was worried about that movie. I ain't gonna
No,
lie
no,
to you.
it's good. You'll like it. If you like sci-fi movies and you like something with a twist in it, you'll like it.
Got you.
Just stay
Okay,
away
I
from
like that.
Rebel
Okay.
Moon.
No, I
Yeah, that.
like that. I like Rebel Moon. I like both of them. I thought it was a very well done movie. I thought both of them were good. I liked them. If you want an
Yeah.
action packed movie, those games hit the action pack. Those movies hit the action pack sensory tips. I mean, they're packed full, chock full of that stuff. I will say that the story's kind of
Yes,
over. It's
you
been
can't
done
tell me
before.
the story was the greatest thing you've
Right,
seen on
right.
there.
Well, it's a story that's been done and then done again and done again, and then you're finally like, yeah, I'm tired of this shit. I want something new. Well, that's kind of the problem. I don't think a lot of the industry, if you look at almost any movie that's out there, typically you're going to have the one good guy that's actually really a bad guy, and then you're also going to have a twist somewhere in the story. So you're just wondering when's the twist going to come, and I think that's kind of something that happened in about 2008, and every movie now follows that same pattern. And I don't like that method, but it's just kind of where the industry's at. So I like Rebel Moon. I think it was overall very good, just for the action sequences and the visuals on it, which were stellar. I think Netflix is doing exactly what a lot of companies do. They're just riding the tide of, what people are, what's just going to hit the senses and make you feel good at the moment. But that's how you keep a subscription service alive, though. You got to throw out content, even if not all that content is all that great. You just got to throw it out there sometimes. And I think that's sometimes what people see the problem with Game Pass, is seeing that some of that content that comes out there is not necessarily the AAA style blockbusters stellar hit, and you get these double A hits, and sometimes even a single A, and people go, well, that's just not great quality. Well, you've got to be able to feed the monsters. So, and that's what Netflix is doing with some of their movies. Some of them are just not going to hit. But personally, I like those movies. I'm big on sci-fi. Always have been ever since I was a kid. So I watched the Luke. I watched Star Wars when it came out. I watched Star Wars. Every one of them, loved them all, except for maybe a Phantom Menace. I wasn't too keen on. But it still did hit it still hit the itch that I was looking for. A lot of people had some issues with some other movies, but like I said, I think Netflix is doing exactly what they need to overall. I think they're doing a good job.
If you like stuff like that, have y'all checked out Archive 81 on Netflix?
No,
I
I
have
have
not.
not.
Oh. If y'all
Yeah,
have not
that's that
seen
futuristic
Archive 80,
one, right? The one with the
uh,
different stories.
no. So it's kind of like a two-dimensional type of TV show where this person's having to go into two different dimensions to try to find someone. I will say this: it's probably the best Netflix TV show to me that they've came out with. But they've canceled after the first season. But season one is satisfying enough for you to check it out. I mean, it still has a somewhat satisfying ending. It's not like a big cliffhanger or nothing. But that show is dope. I really wish they would have stuck with it because everybody liked it. I mean, it was number one for a long time, and they just didn't support it after that first season. But if you like stuff like that, check that out.
He says
That's
Archive
another one.
81.
Archive 81. Yep.
I'll check it out. Hey, Immortal, I sent you I directly tagged you to an article that was out, so you'll have to check that out some point.
Okay.
Man, I do like his Beverly Hills Cop on Netflix. I think that was perfect choice though for that type
Oh
of
yeah,
movie. I think it would have box
Yeah,
office. I ain't gonna lie.
definitely.
I think it's a good hit. Either them or Prime or somebody like that. Somebody who can get viewers.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think this is the last thing. Let me go back to it. Yeah, this is the last thing because I put this and it's so funny. We're talking about movies. I was not even planning on talking about Beverly Hills Cop, but the fact that we are talking about movies and TV shows and stuff like that. So Neil Druckmann had an interview, right? And Neil Druckmann is, of course, he's the game director at Naughty Dog. If I'm not, let me just look on his profile really quick. He's the co-studio head and head of creative at Naughty Dog. He co-produced, excuse me, he was an executive producer on the Last of Us TV show, HBO show, and he had an interview, and these words been like some of his words from the interview has been misinterpreted. They've been going around in a misinterpreted way. A lot of the industry uh, has twisted his words pretty much and said that he he said that the next game from Naughty Dog it could redefine mainstream perceptions of gaming, and that's not exactly what he said, but a lot of the news outlet has been going around, displaying that. He said a lot, but pretty much he was saying that, as we all know, gaming isn't it's mainstream, but it's not as mainstream as movies, right? Um, gaming now was not how it was back then, right? You got more and more people coming into gaming that's being gamers. They are knowing more of the IPs of games, and a lot of that it can come from projects like the Last of Us TV show or like the Fallout TV show on Amazon Prime, to where non-gamers are learning what the concepts of what we're playing, right? The stories that we are engaging in, and it's becoming more of a prevalent, right, to the point where people, after learning that these projects were based on video games, he was saying people now looking forward to his next game that aren't even gamers because of the TV show The Last of Us, the experience they had with that TV show. So he was just practically saying like we are at like this forthcoming moment right now where let me look at his words so I won't misinterpret. So it opens the eyes to a bunch of people that just weren't aware of the kind of experiences that exist, and we're on that's what he said, and we're on this tipping like icebergs right now where that's what I'm saying, where more and more people are going to start becoming more and more involved and educated on video games, and it's going to become more mainstream now for the most part. So that was interesting. I think we all kind of, us as gamers, we all feel that way, and we all have that experience in our lives where gaming now is becoming even more and more prevalent in other people's lives that wasn't prevalent in people's lives before, and we all see that. So he was just saying his experience on his older projects, and how it's going to reflect to his newer project, and he got more eyes on that than ever before.
It's funny. It's interesting that you brought that up because I'm a firm believer that if you're going to do that to appeal to an audience that may not be as aware, like you said, you have to stick with what made the game so popular on the platform that you have it on, right? And that's why I think it's important to pay respects to the IP itself when you create these shows or movies, because that's what got you the big following and hype to begin with. And you have examples like The Last of Us, Fallout, that did such thing, right? And appealed to what made people become fans of those particular IP. And now you're bringing that experience in a way that others can experience it. And now they get curious and say, wait, what? I don't even mess with games, but now I'm like, I'm going to have to try this. And so, that's why I think moving forward, I think you're going to start seeing more adaptations of TV shows or movies for games that we're accustomed to playing. And that's why I think it's very important for them to make sure whoever they have direct this movie or TV show sticks to the lore of the game itself. They have to, because I think you look at the difference between Halo, for example, and Fallout or Last of Us, right? Halo kind of went into a different lane, and they kind of suffered from it. They did. Versus you got Fallout and Last of Us, they did very, very well because those that loved the games loved them because of what was in it and the story behind it. And then they go to love the TV shows. And not only do you have people that are rebuying it, but now you got people who didn't enter that realm of gaming now buying the games too. And you're having this surge. The Witcher is another example. And so, it sucks to see Halo kind of veer off so far to where, yeah, it may be successful on Paramount, but that's Paramount. I want to see how it would stack up if they were to put it on Netflix, HBO Max, or Amazon. What those numbers really looked that good at that time, compared to something like Paramount or Peacock. You know what I
Well,
mean?
I think it actually would have done much better on a Netflix or a Prime because of the fact that they can hit a much broader audience. You got to remember that you're looking at Netflix, who has over 260 billion or a million people that are on their service, so it would hit a much larger audience. Whereas Paramount doesn't have that broad appeal to overall. And we also have to remember that Paramount was made a deal with Microsoft so that Microsoft would give their people a 1 month access to Paramount for free.
Hmm.
It didn't even cost us a dime. So that may have been some of the boost of some of its watching episodes. And I think if it would have been on a Prime or a Netflix, but I honestly think that because that was really their first foray into the video business with their games, I think they really need to, they were seeing how it would do on Paramount, a much smaller network, and now they've got it, of course, the one Fallout on Prime, and it did fantastic. So I think everything else is either going to go either a Netflix or a Prime, where they can get a much larger audience to be able to
Hmm.
view these games. And I think you're 100% spot on with the fact that when people see something that they like, they're going to go and then investigate more into it, especially if there's a movie or whatever that they really just dug and they're just like, man, this is really, really cool. And they're like, oh, wait a minute. My friend over there says he's playing a game called Fallout. Let me check that out. Even if it's just one game, it's still getting them to look into
Hmm.
the business that was never there before. Maybe they never played a video game before, and that can be really, really helpful.
Yeah, yeah. It's a win-win if you do it right. You know what I mean? And that's why, moving forward with like Gears, God of War, and all that stuff. I'm really curious to see because a lot of these games would do very well in a TV show or a movie. However they do it, if they do it right, you could gain so many people that have never played video games or played games but never just thought about playing God of War or Fallouts and stuff. You could grow that game's popularity by an astronomical amount by just making sure that you execute it the best way you can, and just you have a blueprint of what appeals to the gamers, and a lot of what appeals to the gamers would appeal to an audience that's more media based outside of gaming. They just haven't been exposed to that yet. So if you expose it the same way you did with gaming, but translate that story into a TV show or movie, you're going to gain a lot of followers out of it. And you're going to gain a lot of attention behind it on the game itself as well. So, it's exciting times, man, because I'm a media buffy too. I'm a movie junkie, TV show junkie. So seeing now these games that I loved and enjoyed playing being, shown in a TV show, yeah, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
So to piggyback off that, right? Um, as most of you guys know, I was a movie researcher for movie researcher. That was my title. That was my short title. I was a market researcher for Hollywood movie studios, and um, one of the movies that I worked on was Uncharted. Right? That was a very mixed. It got a very mixed perception, but uh, when I was working on that movie, it was so fascinating to me because I'm looking at, and I couldn't discuss this at the time, but NDAs are up now. So, I'm just gonna, I'm slowly but surely discussing a lot of my times, a lot of my experience during this time. But when I was working on that movie, um, I was seeing where they was going with it before the public was, got any trailers, anything like that. I was seeing how they was moving it, what their ideas was, and as we all know, the Uncharted movie, it it had a lot of elements of the game, right? A lot of it was based on the game. Some parts wasn't, of course, um, but as we all know, they took inspirations from pretty much all of the Uncharted games, not just the first game. You know what I'm saying? And made it into the first movie, right? And when I was talking to people, I have to interview people so they can give their thoughts, so that everybody can, so the theaters, excuse me, so the movie studios can know where we were coming in at, right? Like how would we enjoy it? How would moviegoers enjoy it? How would the broader audience enjoy it? How would gamers enjoy it? So when I was recruiting people, when I was interviewing people, I will have to talk to, a lot of different people. So it won't be biased. It won't be the data won't be skewed. I talk to gamers. I talk to all older audience. I talk to younger audiences. And a lot of people probably felt like Sony should not have went that way. Hey, look, just make Uncharted 1. Just make that make that the movie. Hey, why are you bringing his brother into it? His brother don't come into later down the line, So I personally was on it. I was on that wave. I was like, just do that. Just mix all the games that you're already doing. I think that's a good idea. Go full force with it. And some gamers were like, they were, because they were the ones who giving their opinions. I was just entertaining people, trying to get everybody's thoughts out. So they were giving their thoughts, and as they were giving their thoughts to put into the system, I would talk to them, and I would know their thoughts. They would tell me their thoughts as they're putting into it as well, because we had conversations. It wasn't until I got to an older lady, and I hope she's doing good now. It was a great conversation with her. This older lady who had no experience on Uncharted, she knew nothing about the game. She was having this conversation with me, and she was telling me, especially since she's a big outlier in this whole thing, right? She's a general audience member that does not know about the game, have no bias about the game. We were sitting down talking, and she was like, I like this. I like because it feels more like it's like the James Bond's type of movie, right? She like, I like these action movies with like a smooth character, that's it got like pretty much got swag or suave, they suave with the audience and everything. And when I was talking to her and got those opinions, I'm like, a question I had to ask myself every time I do a project like that's based on previous source material. And I think that it should be a question that a lot of people that are doing projects like this should ask themselves. How do we mix in, almost what Immortal was saying, how do we mix in the previous source material, right? Especially when it comes to video games, how do we adapt this movie that makes you feel like it is the video game, almost as if you were playing the same experience, but in a movie aspect, but also appeal to a broader audience who has no idea about the game, and they can watch this and then be interested into the previous material. I know this is almost like a maybe like a an obvious question, right? But it is a little bit different when we're talking about being having video games being adapted into movies than if we're talking about books being adapted into movies. You know what I'm saying? Because again, video games is the interactive media. So how do you get something from not looking like Tomb Raider to looking like Fallout? You know what I'm saying? Like not to get on Tomb Raider or anything like that. But still, I think that is a question that all these companies need to ask themselves when they are trying to adapt these video games, because you can have things like that.
Hmm.
Now people going back and doing research. You Fallout literally sold so much more money now after this movie, after this TV series. And it's not the first one to do that, but still, like, you can literally improve your sales from a project you made 10 years
Hmm.
ago just by paying respect to what you're doing right now.
And I think that's what it comes down to. I think they get too caught up in, oh, it's a new audience. Well, that new audience could very well love the game that you created, like us as fans, as long as you stick with it. That's why I think the blueprint is out there. I think they make it more difficult than it needs to be. Clearly, you've done something in a game fashion to where people love the series, and it has such a big following, regardless of what it is. I mean, it could be GTA. You just have to make sure that you respect that IP, and the same way you portrayed it in the game, when you make a TV show or movie, make sure that it's portrayed in that same light. These are people that you're dealing with that are oblivious to gaming, but could very much and most likely in a lot of ways enjoy what the game gives you in a TV sense or movie sense, to where now they are curious about the game. It's just that these people are not around those that are gamers to even know that there is a game for this game. There's an actual game for this movie or TV show. So I think a lot of it is Just stick to what you have and just put it in a TV show or movie fashion. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. If they were to do a trilogy or something like that, or even do a TV show, and they were to do from Uncharted 1 to 4 or whatever, I guarantee it would have done very well as well. Could have possibly done better, but it's they get caught up, and I don't know if it's a meeting of the minds because the directors are like, well, I want my vision. This is how I vision it, and then that's why when you see, and don't quote me on this, 'cause I can't remember his name, but Neil Druckman, who he was so hands on with the TV show to make sure that they got that stuff right about what's in the game in a way. And now there's some differences here and there, but for the most part, it's dang near 1 to 1. And there's a reason for why it did so well. Because they made sure that it was as close as possible to the game, so that way people can see it in a different light, and then look what it did, right? Same with Fallout. Yeah, it has its differences and stuff from the games, but majority of it and the core of it is still Fallout of what people loved. And that's all they got to do. They don't have to try to reinvent the wheel, you know what I mean? Allow that IP to flex and let it flex on its own because it did when it was a game.
And really quick, I know DJ Killzone just came up. Immortal, you bring up an interesting point, and I want to say, I think this us outside looking in, it's it's almost like we can try to point fingers, and I'm not saying
Yeah,
you
yeah,
doing
yeah.
it right. It's just it's it's a little bit more difficult than we even understand because it's more difficult than they understand than the people at this company. They don't have a lot of times they don't have the people that have that knowledge in the right places. Like one the biggest reason why Last of Us was as successful as it was because of Neil Druckmann.
Yeah.
He knew he had the experience. I mean, he created the stuff, so he had that experience. A lot of times they be having people in positions
Okay.
trying to work on video game and movies, and they don't even play the game. They have no experience of the game. They don't have no experience of what the audience of the game has felt. Like you don't, for myself example, right? It's just as another example because this is kind of a this is adds on to the a little bit of to the complexity, whatever you call it.
Complexity.
When I worked on Uncharted, I didn't play Uncharted 3 and 4. I still haven't played Uncharted 3 and 4. So I
Wait a
didn't
minute.
know
Wait a
the
minute. Wait a minute. Wait
story.
a minute. Fred, you worked on Uncharted.
Yeah,
What?
I want on Uncharted.
That's a drop a bomb
Yes,
on
sir.
that.
Yes, sir.
Hey, but hold on.
Freddie, you're
Hey,
gonna have to go play yourself some Uncharted.
Yeah, you just
I
go
do.
Like,
just
damn, dude.
Dang good
you
It,
just
series, man.
it's
slid
I
like,
on
it's
love it.
like it is probably one of the best PlayStation games you could play on the PlayStation.
Hmm.
3 and 4. Three. I like 4 more than I like 3, but 3 was kind of gave us some of that backstory, and I felt like the Uncharted movie. It was good because it took elements from 1, 2, and 3, and the Golden Abyss, the PSP game. I gotta go back and PSV the game. I gotta go back and finish that. But I felt like it was certain moments they could have cut out the movie, but overall, it was a
Yeah, the
it
Golden
was a
Abyss was
good.
a prequel before the first game.
Yeah, I'm talking about for the movie though. I'm talking about they cut certain pieces of that game, of those 3 or 4 games, and they put it into the movie. So I didn't necessarily appreciate Tom Holland being, you know, Drake. I didn't mind Mark Wahlberg being Sully because he is getting older, and you know what I'm saying, he's kind of getting into the same era of like movies like Harrison Ford. He's doing like, certain movies that's the same esque of that, like Lone Survivor, Patriots Day, stuff like that. Like he was doing The Fugitive and The Hunt of Red October and stuff like that. So I didn't mind Mark Wahlberg in there. I thought the villains was cool. The little chick that they put in there, I forgot her name. That's like the spy slash assassin. And I'm sad that well, I ain't gonna spoil this. We ain't watch this on Netflix, but yeah, they can get the people. Freddie. The Hollywood the thing about it is that they have to want to go and pay those people. It's not that you can't go get them and go find them. You just gotta want to pay those people, and a lot of times they don't want to pay a Bo DeMayo or the brother who did Westworld or who did the Fallout show. They don't want to pay these cats because they know they're gonna have to pay, and that's why I think Disney allegedly found a way to fire Bo DeMayo because they knew they had a banger on their hands, right? And they didn't really, to me, they promoted it, but they could have went a little bit harder. You know what I'm saying? But I noticed when they had the critical acclaim, they're like, oh shoot, if we put this money behind this, they have a conveyor belt system of how it works. So if we've been just, crapping out movies and TV shows just to get a crash grab, we make it for 100, 200 million, and then we make 5 to 800. We doubled up our money. We can make a sequel, kind of maybe bump it up a little bit, maybe try to keep it at the same budget because you got to pay all those people, and then you got to pay for stunt doubles. You got to pay for a bunch of plane tickets for 200 to 300 people to go shoot on location.
Yeah,
All this.
you hitting it right on the head though, because that's actually the big. They don't want to pay the people. They don't want to pay certain people. This is actually why it's good. And I'm not just talking about my experience. Oh, excuse me. I'm not just talking about for me or for Hollywood, but this is actually a good reason why market researchers are good to the company, because to be able to market anything, no matter what you're trying to market, you got to be on both sides of the coin. You have to be knowledgeable of that product, right? At least to a certain point, but mostly be knowledgeable of that product. Um, and you have to be knowledgeable of the audience. You have to be knowledgeable of both of those things before you can even have a strategy to market something. Without that, you have nothing. So, is there a job? No matter if you're in advertising, no matter if um, whatever kind of marketing you're in, you got to know those things. And that's why I use myself as an example as Uncharted, because I was on both ends of the spectrum. I at least play Uncharted, right? I'm going through two. I have the backstory of the knowledge, and I looked up a little bit more knowledge of the story, but I have enough knowledge of Uncharted, but I also have the knowledge of a consumer that don't have the knowledge of Uncharted, right? Because I didn't play 3 and 4. So I can be on both ends of that spectrum of an audience member that have no knowledge of this game, that's going in blinded, don't know nothing, that never played the game or whatnot before, and does this make me? Is this enjoyable for me? Does this make me want to play? The games. Does it make me want to go research on the games? But I also have enough knowledge to be able to say something about, like, hey, um, no, Nathan Drake don't look like that. He acts like that though. So okay, then I give you that. That I can imagine. This person playing Nathan Drake. Not saying I had any charge, I wasn't in charge of that at all, but still, you know what I'm saying. So they need the right people in these places. And if you don't have them, you have to go find those people, and that's going to cost money. The crazy thing about it though is not as much as they think that it's going to cost them. It's not. Like, you can get somebody like a market researcher like me. I'm not a Neil Druckman. I didn't make these video games. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to be nowhere near the price of a Neil Druckmann at all whatsoever. Well, let me not say that. Let me not say that. But still, I'm not in that position. I don't have that on my portfolio. So they can go out and get right people for the job, but they want to penny pinch and want to keep all they want these extended bonuses and increased bonuses every single year. Spend some of that, take some of that aside, spend it on these projects, and guess what? You can have even more money that you thought that you was going to have, but they don't look at it that way. They want to keep their colleagues and the people that they know in these positions, and instead of actually putting the right people for the job, and it could be multiple right people, but you got to go out and get those people, and you got to go out and pay for those people. If you ain't got the budget, lower it down, but you got to get it. So yeah, I think you hit it right on the head. Other than that, though, that was the last topic. What's like DJ Kills on?
Yeah, that that right there is the reason for not just the movies and stuff too, but even with some of the games, like you're not keeping a lot of your talent in place because you're trying to keep turning money over and get a payday. You're not trying to keep the people that's actually keeping everything rolling and keeping everything rocking. You just want to get a bag and then move on to the next person. So
Listen, growing up, man, one of the famous things that I was always told, learning how to play dominoes as a kid, all money ain't good money. Just because you get money now, don't mean that you're going to end up winning in the end. And that's the thing, is that they got to understand sometimes it takes that sacrifice to get a greater gain at the end, and continue to make that money. But a lot of them are not willing to do that. They see the money now, they see what they can do and what they have control over instead of trusting the process. And so they make those cuts, which then ultimately ends up hurting them many times, to where now they're put in a position where they do have to make these cuts. They have to be more mindful on who they put in these shows and stuff like that and everything. If they would have just paid the money up front and allowed that person or actor or actresses to be the face of whatever they're creating initially from the onset, they would have had the money and made the money to not only add bigger people to other stuff that they make, but also retain that and then get more money, and then they can get their bonuses. But it's one of those things where it's corporate greed at the end of the day, and it's a true definition of it to where they're like they don't want to take that chance. Forget that. We can get our money now by sacrificing the story that's being written and who's in it. And so let's go ahead and do that because we know we'll still get we'll meet our bonuses. And that's where we got to break that mold, and how to do that we don't know other than us as consumers kind of pushing back enough to where we get their attention by hurting their pockets in the long term, right? And so, to me, Netflix is notorious about that. That's why Stranger Things almost didn't get past the second season, because they good at finding hidden talent. But the minute that hidden talent is now brought to light, other production companies are throwing money at them. And just because they kids, they got parents. And if their parents see that there's more money and Netflix is not willing to do it and pay them that money, they're going to move on, right? Because now they see the value. The value is there.
That's what happened to
And
a lot of child actors in the 90s as well. Look at
yeah,
Macaulay Culkin and some other ones.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's where the biggest problem is with Netflix, and that's why I ended up canceling. After they canceled the Archive 81, I was like, that's the final straw, man. We've had so many shows that were so good, and the numbers and engagement was there, but now it's becoming a problem of, oh crap, we the ones that discovered you. It's almost like it seems like these corporations like, well, we're the ones that gave you the spotlight. So you take this money that we offer you because we're the ones that put you in this position. And it's like it don't work that way. You can't tell somebody that just because you gave them an opportunity. You know what I mean? Because that opportunity also reciprocated in your pockets as well. But the entertainment industry is kind of in a backward state right now, and that's what's unfortunate about it, because it takes you having to do that. It takes you having to have the eye for talent. If you are in a situation where you can't get an Idris Elba or stuff like that, okay, that's fine. There's a lot of talent out here that is unrecognized that can still give you that same impact, but just be prepared to then Pay them for their success and your success. It's kind of like, I don't know if y'all remember, and it's not to get too political, or whatever, but the whole petroleum industry, right? Making 10 times the profit a day. You telling me that you had to lay off people because now you're only making 6 times the profit? Last I checked, that's still a big ass profit. You know what I mean? But since it's not their internal numbers, they have to let people go because of other things to make up that difference in cost. And that's just messed up. It's messed up. And the media is kind of the Hollywood industry is kind of suffering from the same kind of mindset.
And about the Uncharted thing, do you guys remember that little YouTube video that they released before the movie came out with it had a different actor in it, but it was like Nathan Fillion, I think that's his name? No, I might be mistaken.
Yeah, I think that was. It was like a short
Yeah,
film or whatnot.
that gave a bunch of people the Uncharted adult version itch. But so when they went to go see the Uncharted movie, they didn't get most of the stuff that they were hoping for, like the certain humor and the way Drake is.
Yeah. Now, just to, I got to put this out there. Um, let me just put this out there because I didn't say so many things on this episode already. Just out there, just putting this out there. I did work in marketing as a third party for Hollywood movie studios. Okay, so I was not in charge of, a lot of times when we got the trailers or anything like that, those movies either halfway done and or the shooting was already done. So, all the filming aspect of it, maybe the editing wasn't done, but well, actually, I know a lot of editing wasn't done in some movies, but you know, I was in charge of marketing, so I was just using my position to try to give a voice so that way we can make the movies better. But that was not my job. I was just trying to do that. So, it looked like they listened to some aspects, and some aspects they didn't. But again, I was in marketing. Just letting y'all know.
Hey, Freddie, man, they should have had you actually, what I'm saying, helping direct them, man, guiding them, be the Neil Druckman of them. You know what I mean? I guarantee you that motherfucker would have slapped. You know?
Well, that again, that was my thoughts, right? So, my main mission was if we have good content, the sales will be there. Point blank, period. Because I'm already working with the likes of Marvel and Sony, and it's like so. Yeah, y'all names are already there. So my thinking was, hey, what can make this better as a movie based on what we have now? And not to I couldn't I only had I still had limits with that too because I had to get other people's opinions and I had to make sure that everybody else had a voice. So it wasn't just a my voice type of thing, um, but I was just using my position as the voice, right? Um, I would have loved to. I think they did. It looked like they listened to some things, though. You know what I'm saying? Because by the research that we did and the results that we got, it was a lot, especially later on in that career of mine of market researching. It really did feel like they were listening more. So it is what it is. But I would love to come back into a better position, to a more prominent position. That would be cool. I'm not opposed to that. If anybody listening, hey yo, y'all need some directors. I got some photography experience. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. All right. But anyway, so that was the last topic. If anybody got any other thoughts they want to put out there, y'all can definitely do so. I'm gonna be real. I think I want to hold off on community trivia today. One because I did say we was gonna do the music game today, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. I am not ready for it right now. I did not prepare enough for it. I did kind of have a um. Well, I'm just put it out there. I
Damn.
started working.
I had a nice game for 21 questions and everything.
Well, if you would like to, you can definitely still do so. I think I'm gonna take a break. I had a long week, and I told people that I was gonna have the music game ready, and I failed on that. So I need to make sure that this game is ready. Um, so yeah, if you want to host a space though to do 21 questions, you can do it. I'll pop in.
I'll probably just save it
You know
for
what I'm
next
saying?
week
But
because I'm on vacation anyway. But I did have a good game that nobody is ever gonna guess. I already 100% know.
hey,
Is it gonna be Metal Gear
I
Solid
appreciate
3? No, I'm just kidding.
Here we go.
All right, y'all. So just letting y'all know, we do community trivia. We play this game called 21 Questions, and we get the whole community involved with this game. So that's what we're talking about right now. We're gonna put it on hold for right now. That way, I can try to get another community game ready for next week, like I said I was gonna do for this week. I apologize for that. It's been like a long week. Let me get this editing done, and then I'm gonna make sure for sure to have that ready. I do appreciate everyone for coming through. Let's do outros, and yeah, it was a good conversation, y'all. So, um, Bobby, I don't think you was up,
It's
right?
up to y'all if you guys want to do the 21 questions. I got a little time for it. So if you guys want to do my 21 questions, we can do it.
How about this? How about we save 21 questions for next week, Beast? That way, I can get at least 2 weeks to prepare for the music questions, and I will have something better than what I was already planning. How about that? That sound good to you, Beast? And you on vacation too, man. Nah, stay on vacation. Nah,
Nah, it's good for me.
nah.
It's good for me. It's good.
All right, cool, yeah, yeah. Well, you know me. I like people being on vacation. When they on vacation, I like people being on vacation. Enjoy that time, man. Um, so yeah, let's do outros, y'all. We're gonna come back next week with it. Let's do outros. I guess we can go opposite end. Immortal, you want to do your outro?
Yeah, man. First and foremost, man. Keep doing what y'all doing, man. Appreciate y'all inviting me up here to have gaming talk with y'all, man. Like I said, it's always a pleasure. Like I said, y'all can find me on Twitter, Immortal Gamer. But yeah, I appreciate it.
All right, Beast. Debbie, you want
I
to do an
got
outro
my
real
fault,
quick?
man. I'm here. Yeah. You heard Beast here. You guys can catch me on Twitter. Obviously, you heard Beast. YouTube, you heard Beast. TikTok, you heard Beast. I'm your hero beast on every platform that you probably can think of, and I do live stream videos, war zones, impressions, game reviews, or whatever. You guys can always catch me on there, and I'm on vacation right now, so I'm trying to enjoy that too. But definitely catch me on there.
All right, Debbie, and appreciate you coming through on vacation, Beast.
This your girl Debbie Snacks 85 on Twitter. On like my gaming platforms that I play on, I'm Debbie underscore snacks. And on my socials, I'm Debbie underscore snacks dot gaming. I'm a variety streamer, as y'all already should know. I do want to say again that I am the community manager of the BIPOC Streamer Awards. Voting ended on the 24th. Now we're going to take the top 15 people and move on to the final round. But I'm here if anybody needs to, contact me, reach out. I am one click away, and I like to be known as the person that may not be as knowledgeable, but definitely have an opinion.
I appreciate that. Now this FreddyJGamePlay. You can catch me on Instagram, Threads, Twitter, and YouTube. If you are over on the YouTube, please hit that like button, get our algorithm working so that way we can provide more to the community and even give better content you're already doing right now. I do appreciate everyone for coming through to all my co-hosts, my speakers, giving y'all opinions on everything. It is definitely appreciated, and I'm not taking it lightly. So if you ever want to catch us live, you can follow me on Twitter or any of my co-hosts on Twitter. You will see we are on live Saturdays, 10:30 a.m. Central Time, 8:30 Pacific, and 11:30 Eastern. Okay. We appreciate y'all for coming through. Hit that like button, get us up, get us hyped up. Appreciate you, and we'll see y'all next time.